So, guys, Tinubu's 1 year in office has been marked with agony and pains. I mean, Nigerians are in pains. Take a look at what this northern elder got to say.
I want in the last 1 year, and from next week they will start telling us their propaganda. What have they done that has benefited the ordinary person? What have they done? In a span of 1 year, they have made millions more people back into multidimensional poverty. They have pushed millions more children into out of school because parents cannot pay for their school fees. They have put many more people hungry in 1 year. What have you done? What have you done? I want government to tell us. Don't give me the story about, oh, they're just floating the dollar. It's all another deception. You increase the taxes, you hike the interest rate, and you borrow money, thinking you'll prop the naira artificially. And you keep taxing everybody. This is exactly what the president did in Lagos. Tax. And the economic team, to me, honestly, look more like tax collectors than economists. Taxation does not grow economies. Only production does. They seem out of their depth, to be honest. The common man does not see the way out. The last year has been a year of nothing but deception, destitution, and hopelessness.
I watched a video where somebody was challenging Nigerians that if anybody can tell him one good thing that the Tinubu's administration has done for the Nigerian people, that he was going to dash the person huge sum of money.
Is that in the immediate, what can the average citizen be looking at as an expectation on the politicians, on the leaders who are in political power, whom you have accused of neglect to the people?
And I'm telling you, to be honest, the ordinary citizen has given up. He has given up.
On the politicians?
On the politicians. There is a report by the American Society or Nigerian Society of Hypertension. Doctors that take care of people who have hypertension. Of the 70 million Nigerians, adults, that have hypertension, half of them, that's 35 million, are not on medication because of the skyrocketing cost of medications. They've stopped taking their medications. That's why we see a lot of complications from hypertension, strokes, heart disease, renal failure. People die. People don't go to hospital because they cannot afford it. It's not the soldier that does this. What is the price of a loaf of bread now? Family loaf in Abuja, 1,200, 1,300. You go to many villages. You bring out 1,000 naira, wallahi, nobody can give you change. That's how poor people are. Yet our leaders are here, they are disconnected from realities of our people. We've seen how the other time members of the Senate are saying, oh, this one got 500 million, this one got 200 million. They are disconnected from realities of our people. People have given up on them. There is nothing a politician from top, from local government to the president, that will tell the people that they will believe him now. This is the honest truth. They've lost faith. They've lost faith in our politicians with good reasons too. Because all deception, we're going to do this, nothing happens. Look at this. I mean, on the 8th of February, Mr. President gave an order, a directive, that 42,000 metric tons of grains should be taken out of strategic reserve silos and given to vulnerables. Today is 4 months. Which vulnerable Nigerian has gotten this? If one northern governor even declared 5 working days, we are going to distribute this palliatives. Nothing happened. What really angers me, 64 years after independence, we are still distributing grains to people. Just like you see in the Sudan or in Gaza, in a country of plenty. In a country where the president is building a highway from Lagos to Calabar of 15.6 trillion. That is 56% of the 2024 budget. People are lining up to get cups of grains from the governors. All the windfall the governors get, they go back home, they give people grains, cups of grains, women and children, to shut them up while they continue. And you expect peace? Can never be peace in a country like this.
Prof, if you look at the last, and we need to start holding government accountable and those who are in position of leadership, you look at what has happened over the last 300 plus days of this government. How would you assess it?
I've said it. I've just written a paper that said Tinubu's reign of deception, destitution, and hopelessness. So we're going to do this. The example I just gave you, they're going to deliver palliatives in 4 months. Nobody has gotten it. It's one thing after the other. People have lost hope. Destitution, our people, it really hurts me and pains me to see our people, predominantly women and children, lining up.
The government promised renewed hope.
To get cups. Renewed hope has turned into hopelessness. Get any young man anywhere on the street. We're even talking of Abuja, go to the villages, where we all come from. People have lost hope.
The government says that it's an initial pains of the policies, that things will start getting better. Are you hopeful at all? That some of these policies may be good in its sense, but maybe we are not seeing the result just yet?
No, I honestly, and I've been here before. So I want in the last 1 year, and from next week they will start telling us their propaganda. What have they done that has benefited the ordinary person? What have they done? In a span of 1 year, they have made millions more people back into multidimensional poverty. They have pushed millions more children into out of school because parents cannot pay for their school fees. They have put many more people hungry in 1 year. So what have you done? What have you done? I want government to tell us. Don't give me the story about, oh, they're just floating the dollar. It's all another deception. You increase the taxes, you hike the interest rate, and you borrow money thinking you'll prop the naira artificially, and you keep taxing everybody. This is exactly what he did, what the president did in Lagos. Tax, 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 tax. And the economic team, to me, honestly, look more like tax collectors than economists. Taxation does not grow economies. Only production does. They seem out of out of their depth, to be honest. The common man does not see the way out. The last year has been a year of nothing but deception, destitution, and hopelessness.
So, guys, Tinubu is about to celebrate his 1 year in office, but Nigerians are wondering what is he going to present to the Nigerian people that he has done.
They talked about that too.
All over
they
the
say
region.
that the socio-economic situation in the northeast is very bad.
Absolutely.
Price of commodities, hunger in that region, malnutrition, and poverty. The governors also brought it back.
These are the three main.
But what do you make of the manner in which our nation is structured, our federal system is structured? It's supposed to allow the federating units to be able to live their own lives in such a way that they can stand on their own and minimally look up to the center for help. But it does look like everyone suck up to the center.
Yeah, because that's
the survival of the constituent unit is limited.
Right, because that's where all the money is. That's where all the money is. Anybody that has the money, and then he has control of everybody else goes to him. And this is what all the governors do. They go with their pants every month, collect the money, and a lot of them go to the BDC, change the money into dollars, nothing get back home. This is the sad situation we are in. In the North, if I'm the president or if I'm the governor in any state, we are richer than the South.
In what sense?
Many ways. Three things. The North, agriculture, if we concentrate on three things: agriculture, solid minerals, and solar, we'll be done. All the water, all the hydroelectric power stations are in the North. Mambila. The Northeast is complaining there's no power. When
Mambila nothing is happening.
Yeah.
There are a lot of lamentation.
Yeah, who was there? Who was there before? If we had developed Mambila, we wouldn't be in this mess. The North is richer than the South. We need
In terms of deposits,
agriculture.
untapped deposits.
Absolutely. We have the land for agriculture. We can feed not only Nigeria, but the whole of West Africa. Secure our people, let them go back to the farm. Number two, and do not abandon agriculture and go and run after this oil that is fluctuating all over the place. Solid minerals, we have it all. Why is the fight in Zamfara and all over this northwestern state? Because of gold.
Largely.
Yeah, a lot of it. And then previously in the last government, the National Security Advisor will come and say, oh, mining has been banned, no fly zone, no follow-up. Thirdly, and people should ask, where has been the gold of Zamfara? Where is the gold? We have the sun. We can power not only the region, but we can power the whole of the country. Whatever, all the governors largely, I mean, look, we look at the president more than we look at the governors. To be honest with you, largely 80% of our problems are the governors.
Would you say that the major problem of the North is bad leadership?
It's not only the North, the whole of the country. It's only just a measure of degrees. Just a measure of degrees all over the country.
Because you look at the indices. You look at the indices in the northern region of the country compared to the south. You imagine the human capital development, poverty figures there, and out of school children,
absolutely.
Malnutrition, poverty. A lot of the indices that determine human capital development they are in the negatives when you talk about the northern region of the country. And that's why I asked the question, what is the role? And you also imagine, in terms of quota, how many leaders at the national level have governed this country? You see that we perhaps will have had more presidents in the northern region of the country than the southern region of the country.
Right, and it's corruption and bad governance. I've said it again and again and again and again. We've had leaders in this country that we have benefited from, and all of these governors, all of these ministers have benefited from the good governance of our leaders past. All of them.
In the First and Second Republic.
Absolutely. They were good custodians of that which they were entrusted with.
What went wrong? Where did we start to get it wrong?
They were good custodians. They trained us. They did not accumulate. But now everybody else, the governor wants to not only accumulate, but leaves the state treasury empty. Not only that, indebted. So the primary thing is corruption and bad governance. Corruption and bad governance. It's everywhere. It's only more pronounced here because of the insecurity. It's going to bite us. And I've been saying it again and again, again and again. How many governors, how many ministers, how many service chiefs can retire and go back home and stay? Like those leaders of our time used to do. They used to go back home and stay with their people. Shagari went back home and stayed with his people. How many of these governors, these service chiefs, these ministers will go back home? Ancestral home. All IDPs in Abuja because of bad governance. Right. We have our borehole, we have huge fence with electric fence, we have security man with a gun, we have dogs inside the house, we have CCTV. We don't feel safe after accumulating all of this. And we've forgotten home. And I said it again and again and again and again. We, all of us, bore the pregnancy and gave birth to this mess we're seeing around.
There are those who have said over and over again that we're sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
Yeah,
that word has been said over and over again. That keg, the sitting on it has been for so long. And now perhaps the gunpowder is exploding in our faces as we see because of some of the situation the kind of violence that emanate in some part of this country. And you imagine the ideological and the psychological orientation that is breeding this kind of violence, where it's coming from. And I guess it's the sitting or the keg of gunpowder that is already now blastering in our faces.
But you see, it's the injustice. I come to Abuja, sometimes I see Wike is doing a good job. Roads, and I go back home, I see the poverty. I say, so we have money in this country? Or I see a governor building flyovers where millions of people, Nigerians, in his neighborhood, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry. So we have money to do all of this, but we don't have money to take care of people. We don't employ our kids. We don't feed. Our hospitals are in a mess. Our schools are in a mess, and we expect peace. We come to Abuja, build big houses with razor wire fences, electric fence, and expect to live in peace. Peace will never come to any society where there is this much injustice and inequity. We'll only be deceiving ourselves, going around town in big black SUVs and sirens.
Let me allow you to, I know you're passionate about, you've made a lot of effort and collaborated with a lot of people with the issue of security in this country. And a lot of the times, I'm excited, as much as I know that we are still far from achieving the result of securing Nigeria 100%. But when there are efforts that are being made, it's good to assess and see how far we have come. Prof, let me allow you to listen to the spokesperson of the Defense Headquarters, who gave a breakdown of some of the efforts that the military have made in rooting out insurgents and some violent extremists in our country in the past few weeks. Take a listen to him.
The troops recorded additional surrender of terrorists and their family members, and these surrenders took place in Mafa and Bama local government areas of Borno State, as well as Gujba local government area of Yobe State. The troops of Operation Hadinkai also conducted offensive operations at locations such as Damboa, Mafa, Dikwa, Goza.
All right, you heard him. What gladdens your heart from this effort? Do you think from what we saw in the last 1 year and now, we're making a gradual process in securing this country somehow?
You see, the military, they're doing their best and more. No military can withstand this much stretch. 15 years of Boko Haram, 9 years of
Banditry.
How many soldiers do we have? Stretched all over the country, deployed all across 36 geopolitical zones.
And sit at home and hyper agitation
everywhere, everywhere. And largely, a lot of what they're doing, internal policing. They are taking the responsibility of the police, they are taking the responsibility of everybody. They are doing their part and they are doing more. But we are overstretching our military. There are conflicts that are not military. We are continuing to militarize it. I've said it again and again. Without the military, you and I will not be sitting here talking and criticizing them. They're doing their part. It's our duty and responsibility as citizens too. We have children, we have younger brothers. All our mates have left the military way high up there. This is our military. Nobody else's military. Without them, we wouldn't be here sitting criticizing. And we salute them for whatever they are doing. We are putting our military, especially in the Northwest and North Central, through difficult times, where everybody should come in. I've said it again and again, the banditry. I know you don't hear me talk about Boko Haram because honestly, I don't know it much. And there are people a lot more qualified, a lot more eloquent than I to speak about that. Banditry is what I've invested time in all this time. We must all come in. We are exposing the military too much in political mess. Banditry has been the political mess politicians are creating and continuing to nurture. We must help the military and all come in. Where the military needs to be, the military needs to be. There's a role for the military. There's not going to be a military solution to banditry. I've said it again and again. They've done a wonderful job in Boko Haram. They've liberated almost all the local governments. I think only one, if that, without the former chief of defense staff used to tell us when we were doing this job, when we were getting this trained guys out, say, gentlemen, remain focused. I have been to the Northeast. I have seen the devastation of war. We don't want this in any part of this country. Do your part. And this is what the military is doing, overstretched. Whoever sees a soldier today, salute him for what he or she are doing for this country. Politicians are not doing their part. They are not.
What do you think they should be doing?
Politicians, a lot of the drivers of banditry, insecurity, the levers, governors and politicians have it in their hands. Education, malnutrition, drugs, unemployment. These are the drivers that fuel all of this. You're calling soldiers to come and fight this when the politician has it. He's living here as if it is 1999 and sending soldiers to shoot places where there's no water, where there is no food. The military, we are putting them in an impossible situation where politicians are not doing their part. They're getting frustrated, and we are seeing that period of frustration. They pulled out of 2 bandit-infested areas, one in Zamfara, in Maru, and one in Shiroro. They've taken hits all over this country. You hear from Delta to Zamfara to Katsina to Kaduna. Officers and men lost from ambushes. The 8 months of this government, we've lost about, as is reported, many they don't report, over 500 officers and men in this conflict. Ambushes in these conflicts. For goodness sake. They are there to protect and save our people, and these terrorists are killing them. What are we doing? What are you doing? When you're doing your part. Sometimes I say, what am I doing? Everybody must do his part.
If you look at it fundamentally, and we need to start holding our politicians and those who are in power accountable. If you say they are corporate, and in all of these, and why we have...
I mean, the APC will be running helter-skelter, looking for what to present to Nigerians. They will not be able to find any. Tell me what this administration has done after Buhari taking Nigerians backward. Today, the Tinubu's administration has even taken Nigeria further backward. So, guys, it is becoming clear that Tinubu will be running helter-skelter. Becoming very clear that the Tinubu's administration will be running helter-skelter on what they are going to be telling Nigerians, in terms of the achievements they've made in 1 year. We've seen this government when they told us that they were going to hit the ground running, Today, the ground is not running. You can imagine everything. Businesses are leaving Nigeria. People are not enjoying their lives. So many people have taken into criminality because they can't afford their means of livelihood and so many things. And I'm just wondering if this administration will have anything to celebrate. So, guys, let me know what you have to say about this video in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.